going on, guys? Fears, audience. Excuse me, audience, fears. Guys, welcome to the Fears podcast. I'm doing this podcast to let you guys know what's been going on. There's been some crazy stuff that's been going on, and I just thought I should keep you guys up to date on it. Um, I haven't been feeling well. Literally, I got off of work like Wednesday night. I'm sorry, no. I worked about halfway through Thursday night. So on Thursday, normally my normally my shift is from 8 to 4, and I worked all the way from 8 to about 2, and I just had to go home because I haven't been feeling well. So from Thursday to now, I just have not been feeling good at all. I feel better today than I ever have in the last couple of days. So I wasn't even going to do this stream, but I thought you guys, since you guys are my fans, and some of my fans are also my friends too. I have just fans, and then I have friends that are fans. So I thought you guys should know what the hell's going on. So I got a lot to talk about, and I'm really tired because I've been sick and because of all this crazy stuff that's been happening. I've been getting like little cat naps here and there. So um, I'm I've gotten a decent amount of sleep, but I wish I had more. So anyway, let's get to it. So I got a couple of topics to talk about. I've gotten a decent, and I'll tell you guys what's going on. So the first topic is I've been sick, and then I got some really bad news to tell you guys, and then I got some good news to tell you guys. So anyway, let's get to it. Thanks for the 5 people that are watching. I hope you guys are doing well. I didn't even know. I mean, I thought it was pretty late, so I didn't think even 5 people would show up. I don't know if anyone will comment, because it is really late. But you're more than welcome to comment if you wish. So I got some updates. Unfortunately, me and Sam were not able to do a big epic gaming live stream for a couple of reasons. One, I was sick, or I am sick. My stomach is killing me. Not so much today. It's just a little. It just feels a little bit uncomfortable today. Like I said, today's been the best day I've felt in the last couple of days. So that's number one, why we didn't do the gaming stream. Number two, Sam called me like on Wednesday and was like, "Fears." Well, I'm sorry. I actually called him and said, "Hey, man, are we still good for the gaming stream?" And he was like, "Unfortunately not, Fears, because I have to work all weekend." And I was like, "Oh, man." I was like, "Well," I'm like, "No worries, Sam." I'm like, "I got you, buddy." And I'm like, work comes before, playtime. So I'm like, I don't fault Sam for, not being able to game. So hopefully in about a week or two, we'll do another gaming stream. So yeah, another update is my dad is not doing good, guys. It's bad. It's bad. Which will lead me to the next topic, the bad news. And then I'll save the good news for the end. So yeah, my dad has his good days. My dad has his bad days. It's up and it's down. And I feel really bad for my dad because my dad's going through fucking hell right now. So it's bad. It's really bad. And it's kind of emotional, or it is emotional because I don't know how to deal with all this, like I'm dealing with it the best way I can. He's my father. I love him. My dad loves me. I hate to see my dad in pain. I've been praying like crazy, blessings. I've asked you guys for blessings and prayers, which by the way, me and my dad, thank you guys so much for all the blessings and the prayers. But, everybody dies, at some point. And my dad hasn't passed away yet, but it's looking really bad, guys. It's looking really bad. So thank God my dad hasn't passed away yet. But I got a phone call from my mom and was like, "Hey, John, I'm sorry that you're not feeling good." But she's like, "Whenever you do feel better, you probably should come home because your dad is in really bad shape." So But I'll get to the bad news. So those are all the updates. Time for the bad news. Time for the bad news. Um, so unfortunately, because the doctors thought that the tumor was on the skull of my dad, like on my dad's skull, or just laying on the top of his brain. Unfortunately, not. The tumor is inside my dad's brain. So unfortunately, they can't cut a hole in the skull and like remove the tumor because they thought the tumor was on top of the brain. It's it's inside the brain, which is really, 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 really bad. Really bad. And it scares the hell out of me. I'm sure it scares the hell out of my dad. It scares the hell out of my entire family. So, um, I asked my mom, I said, well, is there anything that they can do? And she goes, what they're going to try to do is, she goes, they're too afraid to cut open his skull and try to, find it inside his brain. So they're going to try to do intense chemotherapy, radiation treatment to try to kill it in the brain. So they said, we're going to do a test run. And about 2 days ago, my mom said the test run went really well. So that's the good news. The test run went really well. But my dad was in so much pain when they did that test run. They're afraid to continue on with the treatment. So the doctors came up to my dad and said, you were in so much pain when we were doing that pre-trial. They said, you know, we don't want to subject you to that level amount of pain anymore. And they said, we think you should just go home and enjoy the last time you have with your family and just pass away, naturally. And I just couldn't believe that. And but the doctors said it's your choice. They said if you can withstand the pain and keep going, they said that's your choice. And they said we'll attempt the real test in a few days, and we'll try to kill the tumor inside your head as quickly as possible. But they said we know when it's extreme pain because they said we saw you. They said, my mom said, I didn't get all the details, but my mom said that my dad was in bad shape. So my dad has a decision to make. And my mom said, whatever decision your dad makes, John, I will support. I said, absolutely. So I know my dad's not a quitter though. So a few days ago, my mom called me and said, your dad's made a decision. And I said, yeah. I said, what is it? And my mom's like, he's going to continue on with the procedure, even though it's hurting him like hell. And they're going to try to kill the tumor in a couple of days. So I don't know when that procedure is, guys. But my mom, my mom said, just in case if anything happens or if your father doesn't make it through the week, she goes, you probably should come home and visit. Because my dad was saying to my mom the other day, oh, I wish John was here. I wish John was here. So I already booked a ticket. So I'm going to be going to visit my family very, very, very soon. So, but this is more of a serious trip. Like I'm probably not going to vlog. I mean, I may take a few pictures and take a few video, but I'm not going to vlog. It's not a vlogging time. Because I told that to one of my fans and my friend, and they were like, "Hey, Missouri vlog part 2," and I was like, "I would if it was better circumstances, but it's not." So, um, I'm just gonna go spend some time with my family. So tomorrow, I'm gonna call my boss. I'm sure he'll understand and be like, "Look, I need to go probably for a week because my mom, uh, me and my mom just bought myself. I mean, I bought myself. My mom suggested that I get a one-way ticket, so I bought a one-way ticket. And my mom's like, because we don't know how long your father's going to be with us, John. So she said, I would just say this to your boss. Just say, I bought a one-way ticket. I'm going to spend. My mom's like, if your dad lasts for about a week and a half, she goes, then I would go back, because then he's a little bit out of the woods. And I said, yeah. But my mom was like, I would just tell your boss, I have to go visit my father. It's an emergency. I bought a one-way ticket, and uh, you know, I'll let you know when I'm going to come back. So I'm going to call my boss and let him know. I know my boss will totally understand because it's a one. If he didn't understand, he would be a total jerk, But he's such a nice guy. I know he will understand because I am planning to come back to Florida. I just need to take care of some family stuff. And if my father does pass away, then I want to be there to say goodbye and for the funeral and all that stuff. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. They haven't done the test yet. My mom said, I guess like not the trial run that they already did. The trial run was good. So that's the good news. The good news well, it's two bit of good news. One, I'll be able to go home and visit my family because I haven't seen my family in a year and a half. So that's good news. The second thing is that the trial run went really well. It just hurt my dad a lot. But, you know, as long as it kills the tumor, my dad was basically saying it'll be worth the pain, to kill the tumor. So they haven't done the real test yet. So I guess the real test is further on into this week. So I'm going to be gone for a couple of days. I don't know how long. And so I would just please ask for your prayers and, your blessings, and not just for me, but for my dad, my mom, my brother, everybody. And I'll be back, as quick as I can. Sam's going to take me to the airport because it's a fortune to leave your car at the airport. And I called Sam today while he was at work. Thank God he picked up and he was like, "Fears, of course." He goes, "Fears, of course I'll help you out." He goes, "I'm a true friend." And I'm like, "Sam, you are a true friend." And he goes, "This is really important." He goes, "You really need to be with your family." I said, "Sam, I really appreciate you taking me to the airport." So whenever I do get back, I'll probably just call Sam and have him pick me up, or I'll just take a taxi, back to my house. I'll worry about that whenever I come back home. But I'll worry about that when I come back to Florida. But my mom said your dad's got something for you, so my dad wants to give me something very special, according to my mom. And I said, "Well, that's very nice of my dad." And I said, "Dad," I told my mom, I said, "Mom, tell Dad he doesn't have to give me anything." I said, "I just can't wait to see you and my brother and my dad and you, Mom." My mom was like, "Well, he wants to give this to you," and I was like, "I appreciate that." I'm like, "But I don't, like what I'm trying to say is I don't mind getting a gift from my dad, but my dad doesn't have to do that. Just seeing my dad and giving him a hug is enough for me. But it's very nice that my dad wants to give me something very special. That's what my mom said, and just hang out and stuff. So, but I appreciate everybody's prayers and um, understanding because there's nothing I want more than to achieve my dreams, guys, and keep working on the videos and all that stuff. I just have been feeling like utter garbage, mentally and physically and stomach wise, every way possible. Like emotionally, I've just been thinking about a lot of good times and old times with my dad and my family, and then physically, I've been hurting because this goddamn Crohn's is kicking my ass. I've been drinking soda to like make my stomach burp because normally, like when your stomach burp, it makes it feel better. I've been drinking Pepto Bismol and eating Tums, and freaking nothing works. And today, like I said, is the best day. As long as I don't move too much, I'm fine. But like getting up and walking over to the bathroom to take a shit or a piss is like climbing Mount Everest. Getting from here to the couch, my stomach is cronesing. Oh my god. It's been bad. I threw up not today, thank God, but I threw up a couple of times yesterday. So it's been bad. But I appreciate everybody's love and prayers and concerns, and I'll be back as soon as I can. From Missouri. So I'm gonna go visit my parents for a little while, see what's going on. Please wish us luck on the actual test. The actual test that my dad, the treatment, according to my mom, it's gonna be sometime this week. Because it was my dad's decision. Like the doctors were like, they said the trial run went really successful, but they said, you are in so much pain, Mr. Fears. They said, we don't want to subject you to any more of that pain. So they said, you've got two choices. Either, just tough it out and continue and do the treatments. And even though it'll hurt, eventually will kill the tumor. They said, we suggest you could just go home and just enjoy the time you have left with your family and your friends and, die peacefully. And I know my dad's not a quitter like me, because if there's a way to stay alive and kill the tumor, I know my dad's going to do that. So, but I told my mom, I said, Mom, whatever dad, whatever, choice dad makes, I said to Mom, I'll fully support. And like within a day, my mom said, I had a talk with your dad, and your dad's going to continue with the treatment, even though it's hurting him like crazy. They said that there's even one little chance of killing that tumor. She said, your father's going to go for it. And I said, I really respect that, because my dad's the strongest. My dad's been the strongest guy I know. And right now he's like completely helpless, but at least my dad is still trying to get better. Like, and if I had cancer, I would do the same thing. I'd like, look, like, I'm going to kick this cancer's ass. And John Fears, the Fears man, will not quit until the very fucking end. Like, I would not quit. And I admire that about my dad. So that's all the bad news. But, I always try to find good news within bad. The good news is at least I'll be able to see my family. The good news is that I'll be able to see my brother and my mom and my dad. And I'm sure I'll be able to see my grandma, because, she frequently comes over to visit my mom and to visit my dad at the hospital, because my dad's still in the hospital right now. So I appreciate you guys liking this. People have liked it 6 times so far, so that's very nice, you guys. It's more of a serious stream. Nobody's commented yet. I mean, if you guys have any questions, feel free to, comment if you want. But I just wanted to come in and just tell you guys, because I thought, I hadn't uploaded a video in a while. I haven't done a stream in like 4 or 5 days. So I thought you guys, just telling you guys what's going on. Because one, I didn't feel like it, because I'm telling you, like, I don't envy this pain on anyone, not even like my worst enemy trolls on YouTube. Having Crohn's sucks. Like, I was literally limping to the toilet because I was in so much pain. So I've gotten some sleep here and there. Whenever I just lay back flat on my back, then the pain goes away and I can get some sleep. Or if I sleep on the couch. So if it's too much of a fucking hassle for me to get to my bedroom, because of my stomach, and it's crazy, because once all this stomach pain goes away, then I'm completely fine. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I'm completely helpless whenever I have this intense stomach pain, because I feel like an old man, like hobbling to the toilet to puke, and I just can't wait till my stomach goes back to normal. So it's getting better. Like I said, today's been the best day I've had so far. J-Man says, Fears, buddy, thoughts and prayers with you and your family during these trying times. If you need someone to talk to, know how to reach me. Your friend Johnny. I really appreciate that, Johnny. And you and Mary are great friends. You guys are awesome, and all my fans are awesome, and I appreciate that. I'll be fine, because Crohn's, it works the same way. Your stomach gets really hard at whatever. I don't know what I ate. I think maybe I'm thinking what it was I ate some bad grapes, and maybe they had some fungus on them or something, because I had those grapes I'm thinking that's what it is. I'm thinking I didn't see that the grapes had went bad, because I remember I tried to pack a nutritious lunch, and so I packed a sandwich and some water, and I always packed like some type of dessert, like a cookie or a Nutri-Grain bar. So I put a Nutri-Grain bar in there and a cookie, and I put some chips in there, and then I put like carrots and celery, and then I always put 2 things of fruit. So I had a banana in there, and then I had those grapes. But those grapes, grapes and strawberries don't really last that long, especially in a fridge. Like, if you have strawberries in your fridge for at least a week, I've had to throw out strawberries before, because you see the the white little fungus stuff grow on your strawberries, and you're like, oh shit, I should have ate them more faster. So I'm thinking that I didn't see that there was fungus on the grapes, and I think I put some grapes in my lunch bag, and then I was eating them. But whenever I ate them, I didn't feel like any fuzzy stuff or nothing. They just felt like normal grapes, and when I looked at them, they looked completely fine. But I'm thinking, I guess those grapes had went a little bad because when I came back home and I looked in the grape bag, there was some fungus like in the bottom of the bag, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's what it must have been." Because I haven't ate anything dairy, and I haven't ate anything too spicy or too hot or anything that activates my Crohn's, and I said that must be it. Because I haven't had stomach pain like this in forever. It's been a while since I've had a big Crohn's attack, and all this weekend it's been a big attack. So I went, oh shit. I'm like, that's what must have ruptured my stomach. So I quickly grabbed those grapes and threw them away. And I was like, well, I said the only way to get better now is you have to flush all that shit out of your system. And Crohn's works the same way. First, your stomach swells up and it's harder than a rock. Then you get intense pain because your stomach is swelled up, which makes blockage, so you can't shit it out. So you have to throw it up. So, because everything just stops whenever your stomach bloats out. And my stomach is really bloated. And it's not as bloated as it was Saturday and Sunday because I puked. But then once you start burping and farting and shitting it out and puking it out, then you start to feel better until you flush everything out. Until you flush everything out of whatever it was that attacked your stomach, that's how Crohn's works. So you have to flush it all out. So I've almost flushed everything out because I went to bed early tonight. Like I went to bed like at 8 because the pain was just killing me. And I said, I'm going to try to get a good night's sleep. So I took out my contacts and went to sleep. That's why I'm wide awake now, because I went to bed like at, I don't know, 7 or 8. And then I woke up at like 1:45 and now it's 2:47. So I've only been up for a little while. So I'm going to try to go back to sleep. And if I can't get back to sleep, then I'll just maybe watch a movie or something, or pack my bag because I'm going to be leaving shortly. Not today, but in a couple of days I'm going to leave. But I think that's what ruptured my stomach. So from now on, I'm going to have to check my fridge. I mean, I check my fridge all the time for stuff that goes bad because, that's what happens to food, like you'll be like, oh yeah, I'll be able to keep this bread in here for more than a week or two. And then all of a sudden, like I check all my food because I have to, because I don't want shit like this to happen again. So I usually do a lot of checking, like, all right, that's still fresh. That's still fresh. That's good. That's good. And I guess I just slipped up and didn't see that. And that's probably what hurt my stomach. So, but that's what's been going on, guys. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. It's just going to take a couple of days to, flush all this out. But my dad, just keep praying because I don't know what the hell is going to happen. The only thing, if he does pass away, at least he won't be in pain anymore. And, my dad will be at peace. But I'll be really sad because I love my father. My dad's one of my heroes, just like my grandfather. It was very sad to see my grandpa Fears pass away. I remember I was like in the second grade, and I remember just like going up to the coffin and like looking down, and like I just kind of quietly to myself and to my grandpa said, goodbye, Grandpa. I love you. And I remember I put something in the coffin. I think I drew a picture with crayons because I was in the second grade. I drew a picture of me and him and I put it in there or something like that. I put something in my grandpa's grave, and it took me a while to get over my grandpa fear. So I know it's going to take a long time if my dad does pass away. But I'm hoping that even though that this treatment's going to be really hard for him to go through, that it'll be able to kill the tumor, because they said they did a trial run and they said they killed fragments of it, but they said we had to stop because the treatment was just so unbearable to my dad. Like they said they said, we could tell that you were in a lot of pain. They said, it's up to you. They said, it's your decision. And so my dad said, well, I'm going to have a talk with my wife, and which is my mom. And then they had a talk, and my dad was like, I can't give up. He goes, if there's a chance that they can kill it, then I'm going to go for it. He goes, no matter how much the pain is. So apparently the big chemo treatment is later on this week. I don't know when, but I just want to give a personal shout out to my buddy Sam. Thank you so much for taking off work, man, and taking me to the airport. Like, Sam literally is like one of my new best friends. He's a great guy. Literally, he didn't even hesitate. He said, Fears, he goes, I got you. Don't worry about it. He goes, I know you're going through rough times right now. He goes, I know money's short. He goes, I know you're dealing with all this shit with your family and your dad. He goes, I got you, brother. Don't worry. He goes, I will. He goes, usually sometimes I'm off on Tuesday, but if not, he goes, I'll just go to my boss and say, hey, it's an emergency. I got to take off. I got to help a friend. And I was like, Sam, I really appreciate that, buddy. I'm like, I really do. Thanks so much. I'm like, you don't have to do that, but I appreciate it. Because leaving your car at the airport, I didn't want to do that because I don't know how many days I'll be gone in Missouri until I get back. And then last time I went to go visit my parents, I didn't leave it at the airport, but I left it at a garage close to the airport. And that was like $100 for like a week. And I was like, fuck that noise. I don't want to do that again. At least it was cheaper than the airport. So, hey, what's up, HB? HB says, prayers to Fear's dad. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's very nice. That's very nice of you to say. And I appreciate what J-Man and HB said. You guys are good friends and good fans. And it's just been one hell of a week, guys. For me and my dad. The first part of the week was fine. I was like going to work, paying the bills, everything was cool. And then all of a sudden, like, my stomach started cringing on Thursday night. And I was like, oh, fuck, here we go. I'm like, I just know what's going to happen. Like, I can sense it. I can sense it. Like, whenever my stomach, it started bubbling. And then I went to the bathroom and I sat on the toilet at work for like 15 minutes. Nothing was coming out. I was like, yep, son of a bitch. I'm like, I know what's coming next. And all of a sudden, I sat at my security desk and I started burping, and that's part of it. And I was like, oh, here we go. I'm like, I know what's going to happen next. I'm either going to shit it out or I'm going to puke it out. I said, or I'm going to have intense pain. Within an hour or two, it was like knives being stuck in my belly, tons of pain. And I didn't even finish my whole shift. I worked my normal shifts from 8 to 4 in the morning, and I worked from 8 till about 2, and I couldn't take it anymore. And so I finally just went up to the person that I do security for and said, I hate to cut out early, man. My stomach's killing me. And he's like, yeah, you don't look so good. He goes, you may want to go home. And he goes, let your boss know that you're taking off early. I said, I definitely will. And I texted my boss, and he's like, just go home, Fears. He goes, I'll get somebody to cover the last 2 hours. And I said, all right, cool. And he goes, just try to get better over the weekend. And that was before the phone call that my mom gave me. So I thought, okay, I'll just stay off Thursday and Friday, all through the weekend. Monday, I'll start fresh and everything will be good. And then at around Saturday, I believe, is when my mom called me and told me about all the horrible stuff that's been going on. And I was like, oh, Jesus. And she goes, I think you should come home. She goes, your dad really wants you to be here. And then I didn't say it out loud, but I remember you guys saying, Fears, you need to get home now, and you need to go visit your father now. Like, I remember Vision said it, HB said it, a bunch of other people said it. And I was like, you know what? You guys are right. I'm like, fuck all this. I'm just going to book a plane ticket. So I just said, you're right, Mom. I said, I need to come home. And she's like, and my mom even said, she goes, your boss will understand. Just tell him it's an emergency, because it is an emergency. And I was like, yeah, I know. I said, Mom, I will take care of it. I said, I will take care of it. And I said, even if he doesn't understand, then that job's not worth it. And whenever I come back, I'd rather work at McDonald's or somewhere, if I'm sure he will understand, but if he didn't understand, I'd be like, well, you know what? Forget it. I'm going anyway. I'm sure he will understand because my boss is a really cool guy. But I'm just saying, if he wasn't understanding, I'd be like, I don't care. Then fire me. I'm going to visit my father because I want to be with him in case something, horrible happens, and he passes away or something. But my boss is pretty cool, so I'm pretty sure everything will be all right. And he'll be like, "Yeah, just I guarantee you, he'll say something like, understandable fears. Go ahead and take as much time as you need. Just shoot me a text when you're coming home, and I'll schedule you, the next day or the day after you come home and get right back to work." And I'll be like, "Cool, yep, awesome, sounds like a plan." I'm sure he'll say something like that. Anyway, I think that's all I got to say. So if you guys want to ask me any more questions or if you guys want to talk anymore, let me know. But I'm probably just going to end it and either get back on the couch or go back to bed or watch a little Star Trek. That's always makes fears feel better. Just a little bit of Star Trek. But yeah. Tinder Immortal says, "Yo." And I was actually talking to Tinder Immortal and she said, "Are you going to update the fans?" I wasn't. I wasn't. But I'm glad I did because you guys care about me and my family. Well, all my loyal fans. I mean, the trolls, they could care the fuck less. You know, they're evil and shit. Like, "Oh, we don't care about Fears. We don't care about Fears' dad." But I took your advice, Tinder Immortal. I just thought I'd let everybody know. So, yeah. So I'm glad I told you guys. I'm glad you guys are up to date on everything. And like I said, I'm gonna go visit my family for a little while, and I hope everything will be okay. And I'll be back just as soon as I can. HB says, "Take care, Fears. Go spend some time with your family. See you soon." I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I will. I will. Again, I cannot wait to see my family because it's been a year and a half since I've seen them. Tinder Immortal says, "Do you have Xenia on DVD?" It's not like the Princess Warrior from like the 90s. And she was like this ultimate like battle babe or something. I don't, but I should, Tinder Immortal, because I used to watch that TV show all the time. I used to watch that all the time. It was a good show. Good show. Oh, I was trying to read what Tinder Immortal wrote. It was so short. She did prayer hands, and then I had to like the text is so small. It says back on top soon. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Fears is more into Hercules. Not really. I mean, I watched both of those shows, but they're both good. I don't have Hercules either. One of these days, I need to get Hercules and Xenia. Wasn't it like Xenia, the Princess Warrior, or some shit? I know she battled like a one-eyed monster or some shit, and then Hercules was like, wasn't like Hercules was like her boyfriend or some shit. I don't know. I can't remember. Xenia. Xenia the Princess Warrior. And then like her boyfriend or like her best friend, like Buddy was like the was like her boyfriend or something. I don't know. A one-eyed monster. Yeah, you don't remember that from the show? I remember like she had a long ass sword. She had a long ass sword, and there was like this giant, like 9 foot tall, and he had a big eyeball like on his face. And I remember like she's like shoved the sword like through the eyeball or some, I don't know, some shit like that. I can't remember. Something like that. Anyway, but that's all I wanted to say, guys. So yeah, there, like I said, there was good news and there was bad news. Like the bad news is that my dad's in so much horrible pain, and there's a chance he could pass away this week or next week, unless he does this treatment. The good news is hopefully this treatment will work, and my dad's decided that he's going to continue the treatment even though he's in unbearable pain, and I get to see my family because I haven't seen my family like in a year and a half. So I would just keep up the prayers and the blessings, guys. Like I said, if you aren't religious, just send some good vibes to my dad and good vibes to me, mainly to my dad. You guys can do it to me because my stomach will be fine within a couple of days, but mainly to my dad. If you want to send me some cool vibes and prayers, great. But I would focus more on my dad, you know? So if you're not religious, good vibes. If you are religious, keep those prayers and blessings coming. Just keep shooting them. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. Let's see that. Tinder Immortal says Xenia and Gabriel. were lovers. Really? I thought it was fucking Hercules. I can't even remember who Gabriel was. Oh wait, no, I think Gabriel was like, wasn't Gabriel like it was that short guy with like long flowing blonde hair, and he was like Hercules like best buddy, like his sidekick or some shit. And Hercules wore like a yellow kind of like robe shirt, and Gabriel wore like a pinkish purple shirt or something. I think that was Gabriel. I didn't know that. I thought Hercules was like Xenia's like main guy, main squeeze. I don't know. It's been so long since I've watched those shows. HB says, I guess I didn't catch that. I mean, that's just one of the episodes that I remember. I remember, like, she came around a corner and there's some gigantic Goliath type of looking dude, and he's got like one eye on his face with a smile, and she just takes the sword and shoves it right through the eyeball or something. I think that's how it happened. I can't fucking remember. This is like the 90s we're talking about. All right. Anyway, Pixel says, let's see here. Pixel says, what is the last thing you remember catching? Catching? What do you mean? What do you mean? What, my stomach? Well, I was just saying, like, I think I just ate some bad food by accident, and I think that's what ruptured my stomach because I haven't had stomach pain like this in quite a while. I haven't caught anything or received anything. Like, I don't have COVID. I don't have the flu. It's just, this is full on Crohn's. Pixel, this is full on Crohn's. Just stomach pain upon stomach pain upon stomach pain. So it's been bad. It's been bad. So I haven't caught anything. I haven't received anything. Haven't got anything like that. Don't have the flu. Don't have the coronavirus. Nothing. It's just good old fashioned. Hey, fears. Guess what? My stomach says fuck you, and the Crohn's just took over, and the Crohn's has just said, hey, kiss my ass, fears. I'm gonna put you in as much pain as possible. And that's how it goes sometimes. Oh, I hate when my stomach's like this though. It's the worst. Anyway, I guess I'll see you guys in a couple of days. So I don't know if I'm gonna stream at all, like when I'm at home in Missouri, or vlog or anything like that. It's more of a serious trip. If I do stream, it'll probably be to tell you guys some good news. Like, hey, my dad made it through the treatment, and I'll keep you updated. If the tumor's killed, then I'll probably do a stream and tell you guys about it. Or I'll just tell you guys when I get back from the trip. But yeah, this is more of a serious trip. So I want to just focus all my energy on my family. So Fears loves you. Fears cares about you. I'm taking off. And maybe I'll do some editing, while I'm there too, and upload that. Because at night, it's going to get kind of boring, So yeah. So I may bring the old hard drive and edit a few things and upload some stuff. But again, I haven't decided. So yeah. That's very nice of you to say, Pixel. Pixel says prayer balloons going up. I'll have to message Carrie to pray too. Yeah. I mean, get as many people as you can, Pixel. And I didn't even know you were religious, Pixel. I didn't even know Tinder Immortal was religious because Tinder Immortal sent me some prayer hands, and I didn't even know that you were religious. So that's cool that you and her are religious. So anyway, I'm going to take off. I'm going to try to get some sleep. Oh, Lord. It's been a hell of a weekend. Fears can't have a normal, nice weekend. It's got to be fucking pain 24/7 for the whole goddamn weekend. Anyway. I didn't know that, Pixel. Pixel says Ash Wednesday is always her favorite, and she goes to Mass every Wednesday. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. I didn't know that Tinder Immortal was into that. So she's Catholic then, because Mass is, with Catholics and stuff. So that's cool. That's awesome. I didn't know that she was into. I didn't know that you or her were into religion. Anyway, I'm taking off. Good to see you, Visions. I didn't know if you'd make it, but Visions sends me prayer hands too. I appreciate that. And I'll keep you guys updated as much as possible. Anyway, this is Fears, signing off. Pray for me and my dad. All right, laters. Peace.